If you watched children's TV in the late 2000s, you would have seen something beautiful. Commercials for breakfast cereals and snacks, following in the footsteps of decorated programs such as The Sopranos and The Wire in telling a serialized story. These commercials broke up the monotony of the same ads playing over and over by featuring little plot developments that would play over and over, so you were super ready when the next one finally dropped. It made these ads so much more memorable. Who could forget the swashbuckling adventures of the Fruit Loops ones? Were those serialized, like I'm talking about, with an S? Lightly, maybe? Definitely some breakfast cereals did this. Trix, maybe? Lucky Charms? I don't know. Cookie Crisp? Whatever. The most memorable example, the reason you clicked on this video, is the Goldfish commercials. Something about those snacks that smile back has lodged itself into at least my brain. I don't know about you. And now, 15 years, 3 presidents, and 1 liberal arts degree later, I am compelled to answer the question, are the Goldfish commercials feminist? A refresher. The 2000s Goldfish commercials followed the antics of a group of goldfish crackers brought to life in clear defiance of God living under a child's bed. The goldfish swim through the air, but seem to only be able to levitate a set distance above the ground, as they are often depicted suffering large slapstick falls and other gravity-based tomfoolery. The main characters are Finn, a classic cheddar goldfish cracker, and the leader of the group. Brooke, a Parmesan goldfish cracker who's also a woman in STEM.
We could always use this. Like I said, I get up early.
Gilbert, a pretzel goldfish cracker who's an anxiety-ridden scaredy cat, the Luigi of the group. And Extreme, a flavor-blasted goldfish cracker himbo who does his own stunts. Later, other goldfish join the main group, such as Swimmington, Extreme's uptight British brother, and Coral, a simple southern belle in the form of a goldfish Graham.
Hey, it's Coral!
Oh, and she's playing Morning Mood from Edvard Grieg's Peer Gynt Suite No. 1, Opus 46. And I thought I was playing the harmonica.
The commercials start off simple enough, with each spot focusing on the light-hearted pranks and competitions between the fish. Soon, Swimmington arrives under the bed, and is a dick to everyone, especially his brother Extreme. Swimmington slowly warms up to them, though. But then, Gilbert joins Extreme to retrieve a disc they were playing with when a vacuum appears. Gilbert pushes Extreme out of the way and it's sucked in.
Oh, he's gone!
He saved me.
The other main fish set out on a paper airplane for a house-faring quest to find him. Several ads later, they find the vacuum, but Gilbert himself escapes with the help of a goldfish living in the bag named IQ. He returns home safe to a smooch from a small pink goldfish with a bow who is never heard from again. Later, Coral arrives under the bed, saying she saw them fly by on their way to find Gilbert. The goldfish put on a talent show, which Gilbert wins with a rock performance. Extreme offers to show the others the outside, so they catapult themselves into the yard and have to work with several animals to get back before it rains. After this comes a series where we get to see what the main characters in the Goldfish Crackers commercials dream about. Finn dreams about befriending a hog-riding space warlord. Gilbert has nightmares about a hamster with Swimmington's voice. Swimmington dreams about being king of a bunch of monkeys.
Read that back to me, please. Excellent.
Extreme dreams about easily dunking on the Miami Heat's D. Wade. And Brooke dreams about being the President of the United States of America, with Abraham Lincoln as her vice president. She steps out to handle a baby kaiju destroying DC, in which time Lincoln tries to declare himself president, but she comes back, so they all laugh off this failed attempt at a coup d'etat.
Guess I'm president now.
Not so fast.
All is well. So, feminism? Let's start our analysis of these works by listing every woman. Yes, I know these are cheese crackers with no genitals, no sex, and potentially different gender norms than us non-computer generated humans. But humans made these commercials, so I'm going to go based on how the characters are gender-coded for us humans. Here it is, a list of every female character in the Goldfish Cracker commercials. Brooke, the Parmesan woman in STEM.
Prepare to crash into a large rhododendron.
It's a ficus.
The pink one that kisses Gilbert and then is never heard from again. The Bloodhound.
When she sniffs it, she
should lead us right to it!
Coral, the southern goldfish Graham.
My mama says everybody's got talent.
The baby girl whose pink bedroom Coral comes from, aka the giant. The mom of the house, aka the lady.
I hear outside is beautiful.
From who?
The lady.
It's beautiful outside. Jamie, go out.
This above-ground pool toy. Mrs. Bunny, and presumably some of her kids?
Sorry, Mrs. Bunny!
Princess the cat. The red milk snake.
A red milk snake.
Is she having a baby?
I think she's having a frog.
And the monkey queen in Swimmington's dream.
Don't fret, my queen. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Something you may have noticed about this list of female characters is that most of them are not goldfish. Almost all of them are only on screen for a few seconds max, and only a few of them appear in more than one spot. It's still interesting how many random animals are explicitly female in the text, for what that's worth, but the lack of screen time does not bode well for the next segment. The Bechdel test. If you don't know what the Bechdel test is, read a book. Jokes aside, the Bechdel test, named after its creator, cartoonist Alison Bechdel, is a basic framework for analyzing the significance of female characters in a piece of media. To pass the Bechdel test, the medium must feature two female characters talking about something besides a man. I'm sorry to report that very few Goldfish commercials pass the Bechdel test. There's this one.
It's called the internet. There's a lot of cats on it. Well, it was invented by cats for cats. Is the internet used for anything besides cat videos? No, not really.
This one.
She's playing Morning Mood from Edvard Grieg's Peer Gynt Suite number 1, Opus 46. And I thought I was playing the harmonica.
And maybe the snake one if the rat in its stomach is female and you count the burp as dialogue. So, out of dozens of spots, we're left with only 3 max that pass the Bechdel test. And that number dwindles even more if we use stricter versions of the Bechdel test that require both female characters have a name, for example, or that the conversation go on for a certain length of time. In short, if you go into the Goldfish commercials looking for female characters, and especially if you go into the Goldfish commercials looking for female characters that talk to each other, you're gonna be disappointed. So, not feminism? Well, feminism isn't just about women. At least, the forms of radical feminism I know help men as well. They consider one of the steps in pushing back against the systemic embrace of a strictly defined straight male dominance, aka the patriarchy, to include working to create spaces that allow men to be open about their emotions, plus gain and receive support from their community. Basically, letting men live as more fulfilled, complete human beings than is typically allowed within society's standards of acceptable behavior for men. As writer, historian, and activist Rebecca Solnit puts it,
women's liberation has often been portrayed as a movement intent on encroaching upon or taking power and privilege away from men, as though in some dismal zero-sum game, only one gender at a time could be free and powerful. But we are free together or slaves together. Surely the mindset of those who think they need to win, to dominate, to punish, to reign supreme must be terrible and far from free, and giving up this unachievable pursuit would be liberatory.
That's right, I actually did research for this. You thought this was a silly April Fool's video, but surprise, motherfucker! I have an argument. You just got pranked. So what does this have to do with the Goldfish commercials? Well, while the Goldfish commercials do not feature a lot of women talking to each other, they do feature tons of male interactions. And what's more, they feature supportive male interactions, dynamic male interactions, communal male interactions. Guys, the Goldfish cracker commercials may in fact demonstrate feminist ideals through their depictions of close male friendships. The first way the Goldfish commercials present liberatory ideals is through the omnipresent import of a strong, benevolent community. Throughout the series, the Goldfish community under the bed is presented as a welcoming, positive force open to goldfish of all flavors, no matter where they come from. Extreme even explicitly states that he moved to live under the bed because he was pressured to conform when he lived in the pantry. This idea of a healthy community boosting the attitudes and abilities of the individuals that comprise it stands in direct opposition to the patriarchal values of individualism. The idea that individuals are solely responsible for solving all their problems. Feminist author Bell Hooks summed it up when she wrote,
"Patriarchal masculinity insists that real men must prove their manhood by idealizing aloneness and disconnection. Feminist masculinity tells men that they become more real through the act of connecting with others, through building community."
And the community depicted in the Goldfish commercials is emotionally supportive as well, with characters like Gilbert getting all the encouragement they need, and characters like Finn and Extreme voicing support for the community both in public and in private.
They're a good group.
Aww. But the best evidence that the community depicted in the Goldfish commercials offers its male-coded main characters a healthy alternative to toxic patriarchy is through the way that community affects the characters. While most of the characters are static, with no changes over the course of the series, there are two notable examples of male characters growing thanks to the benefits of the support system they have available: Swimmington and Gilbert. From the moment Swimmington arrives, he's a jerk to everyone, even making a bigoted remark towards Gilbert.
Where's the masseuse? I've got more nuts than a pretzel. No offense.
In flashback, his bullying is shown to have contributed to Extreme wanting to leave the pantry in the first place.
That's why I wanted to break out, find some new places. Now I have friends who accept me for who I am.
I can only imagine why.
But he slowly takes notice of how the other goldfish go up to bat for each other, leading him to volunteer on the dangerous expedition to save Gilbert. He still puts down his brother during said journey, but they bond as well. And once the goldfish get back home, the cruelty and contempt Swimmington once showed the other fish when he first appeared is gone. He nearly regresses into it for one of the talent show ones, but Brooke intervenes.
I'm a contestant!
Gilbert, you're going to bare your soul to the cold scrutiny of a merciless judge?
I am?
No, you're gonna have a lot of fun and be great.
The rest of the time he's still rude, but in a friendly, one-of-the-gang way that confirms that he came to accept his brother's perspective on the value of having this community. But the goldfish character who sees the most growth thanks to his community, who proves the communal model pitched by feminist thinkers works, is Gilbert the Pretzel Goldfish. Throughout the Goldfish commercials, Gilbert is depicted as not having traditionally masculine traits and abilities. He's scared of the dark, he's not very athletic or coordinated. He can, hit high notes.
Wow, looks like you found your talent, buddy.
The point is that in all these scenarios, Gilbert himself might show embarrassment, but he only ever receives good-natured understanding and encouragement from those around him. This culminates in two of the major story arcs depicting Gilbert showing brave new sides of himself. The vacuum one starts with him volunteering to retrieve the frisbee after Swimmington almost bullied him into doing it last time.
Well, someone's going to have to get it. How about we flip for it? Heads you go, tails I go.
Whoa!
Well, heads it is then. Good luck, Chop.
Then, Gilbert pushes Extreme out of the way and gets himself vacuumed. Later, he not only sends the others a letter G to signal he's okay, showing that even in a moment of crisis, he's now considering his friends, but he escapes the vacuum bag without their help. And in the talent show arc, he spends ages trying to find his act, and the rest are very patient and encouraging with him the whole time. Only for Gilbert to win the dang thing with an all-out rock performance.
My talent is singing.
To the naked eye, I'm a mild-mannered guy, but I got another me inside rock and roll and
Plus, he takes on the stereotypically feminine role of a magician's assistant for Brooke's act, and no one bats an eye. And in case you needed more evidence that all this growth for Gilbert is due to his community,
Come home.
Not yet, buddy.
Wherever you guys are is my home.
Oh my god! He admitted it!
I know this is going on a bit long, but it's only a testament to the sheer volume of examples of Gilbert being positively affected by his treatment by and investment in his community. In conclusion, for realsies, so are the Goldfish commercials feminist? If we're going by superficial representation, then the Goldfish commercials leave a lot to be desired. But we're going by depictions of feminist ideology in action, we find a narrative showcasing a paradise where boys are allowed to fail and change and improve and openly show emotions like weakness and affection and be their complete selves with those they love. I'd say that's pretty feminist. Soft boy utopia. Goldfish.